It's the London Lightning and the Halifax Hurricanes. The NBLC Finals continues tonight from Scotiabank Center, where the Hurricane fans hope the home team will push the series to a 7th and deciding game tomorrow night. But right now, Mo Bolden and the London Lightning have other ideas. Owners of last year's championship crown, can they do the unthinkable and beat this Hurricanes team 4 straight? The Hurricanes, however, are back home where they are 6-1 and dominant. Can they push this championship series to Game 7? We will see. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Game 6 of the 2018 NBLC Finals. Vince Williams on hand. One game can change the mindset, and that's what we saw after Game 2, because prior to that talk was about a Halifax sweep. Now before Game 6, the talk is that, can the London Lightning pull off the finals' greatest comeback? The energy in Scotiabank Center tonight is set and off the charts as we get set for Game 6. The starting lineups and some changes. Ryan Anderson out with an ankle injury. Kirk Williams Jr. in. Same starting lineup for Halifax, and here in the city they say the biggest game in franchise history is about to start, and one of the biggest nights in the city's sports history, as they try to keep alive the dream of bringing the city's second NBLC championship to the city of Halifax. So we're just about set here for the opening tap for Game 6. The Bolts with a 3-2 lead, and they were very impressive back home at Budweiser Gardens as they won 3 straight in a tough battle between them and the Hurricanes. Both teams exchanging pleasantries just before the opening tap. Good crowd on hand at Scotiabank, and the fans are ready for Game 6. The Canes trying to get win number 7 in these playoffs and push this championship series to the brink. Brown wins the tap for the Canes. Watson closely guarded by Boyd. Clint Scales, kick out to White, shot clock under 5, White for 3, that's no good. Brown can't get the rebound to go, so a good closeout and a good defensive play by London to force that tough 3-ball in the corner by Billy White, and a shot clock violation and the first turnover of the game. Williamson off the screen. Williamson drives, and Williamson finishes with the left hand. Good looking pick and roll between Williamson and Boyd. Boyd provided the space for Williamson to get all the way to the rim, and he made no mistake banking it home. Mason, hesitation. Mason gets in off the glass and no good. Rebound by Boyd. Williamson now going baseline, kicks it out to Bolden. Bolden for 3, that's short at the rim, and rebound by Watson. Clint Scales with the entry pass to Watson, trying to back down Williamson. Spin move into Brown. Brown banks it in. So Ramel Brown moving without the basketball as Watson finds him as he splits the defense. And we are tied at 2 in the early going here in Game 6. Herring Jr., kick out to Williams Jr. Bolden misses the three, and he's 0 for 2 from downtown. Clint Scales off the screen. Mason, he'll try for three, that's short. Rebound by Williams Jr. Bolden again from downtown, got a good look and he drains it. And Mo Bolden is 1 for 3 from beyond the arc. And he gives London a 3-point lead. Bolden will continue to shoot that ball, and he's been stroking it pretty good in the last 3 games. Because that's Mo's 4th 3 ball in the series. Watson banks it in through the contact. Watson won at the end, 1. And it's a 1-point lead for the Bolts. Herring Jr. off the pick and roll. Bolden kick out. Williams Jr. from the corner, and he knocks down the corner 3. And that's back-to-back threes for London. White inside, and he banks it home. Billy White was able to get great positioning on Bolden. And Billy made no mistake with the left hand off the glass. 2-point game for London. Boyd, jumper, and he drains it. Julian Boyd continuing to be impressive on offense, averaging 20 points and 13 rebounds in these finals. Watson, though, trying to go to work on Boyd. Skyhook's good in the lane. And Watson's 2 for 2, he's got 4. Williams Jr., and he throws it down with the right hand. Good run out in transition by Kirk Williams Jr., and he made no mistake with the right hand throwing it down. White, and he banks it in. So White, once again, getting great positioning on Bolden. And White's 2 for 2, he's got 4. Herring Jr.'s jump shot's no good, rebound by White. Clint Scales looking to run. Watson, the floater's good, and Watson's 3 for 3. Tyrone's got 6. Williams Jr. pump fake, baseline, that's partially blocked by Brown. Turned over though in transition. Herring Jr. with the steal. Williams Jr. for 3, that's in and out. Rebound by Mason, and Boyd's call for the foul. So the pace, fast and furious, back and forth by both sides. With 7:21 remaining in the first quarter, we're all tied up at 12. So you can see Kirk Williams Jr. getting on to in the open floor, and throwing it down with the right hand. Clint Scales. Watson. Spins. Jaws the double. Brown, he's denied by Williamson. Brown gets it back. Tries to find Watson. Watson through the contact, and he almost gets the N1 to go. And Tyrone will go to the line to shoot 2. Foul called on Garrett Williamson. That's his first personal. As Watson comes up short with the first. Hurricanes shooting 67% as a team from the charity stripe. Really struggled on the road, and it showed up. They shot it under 60% for 2 of the 3 road games, and that hurt them down the stretch. 1-point lead for the Canes. Boyd for 3, and Boyd drains that one. Julian Boyd continuing to be very impressive offensively, and that's Boyd's 11th 3 ball in the series. Watson, pull up, short, Bolden. Bolden drives, gives it to Boyd, and Bolden runs right into the chest of, looks like it's Tyrone Watson. As you can see in the replay, outstanding defensive play there by Tyrone Watson, sacrificing body and limb as Mo Bolden runs him right over. Tyrone was able to pick up that charging call. It's going to be pretty difficult to knock Tyrone Watson out of this game, the 6'6" forward from New Mexico State. Two-point game. Mason drives, kicks it out to White. White draws the double, tries to find Brown. He loses the handle and turns it over. And that's turnover number 2. Williamson off the pick and roll. Mason stays in front of him. Williamson again. Williamson gets in the rim. He gets it partially blocked, gets to the rim and gets it blocked again there by Brown. Clint Scales in the open floor, looking to run. Kicks it out to Mason. White backing down Herring Jr. White spins, draws the double, the triple. White gets his rebound and gets it right back and in. So Billy looking to be very aggressive inside the painted area. Right now, London has no answer for Billy White down low. Williams Jr. for 3. That's in and out. Rebound by White. And Bolden's call for his second foul. Mo not happy about that. Either is Keith Vassell. A timeout on the floor, as both teams will talk it over here with 5:09 remaining in the first quarter. We're tied up at 15 apiece. Hurricanes shooting 53% from the field. London 43% from the field. Canes looking to extend this finals to a 7th and deciding game. You're just joining us. It's early here at Scotiabank Center for game number 6. As I mentioned, 5:09 remaining in the first quarter. Hurricanes trailing in the series, 2-3, after going up 2-0 in the first 2. So an opportunity tonight for London to capture back-to-back championships, and it will be their second back-to-back championships if they manage to get game number 6 here. Hurricanes trying to deny that and push this series to the brink tomorrow night here at Scotiabank Center for a 7th and deciding game, and bring home their second championship in 3 years of the team's existence. So a good crowd on hand here at Scotiabank Center. Vince Williams on hand and the entire Silver Vision crew with the pictures and sounds of this evening's game number 6. It will be Hurricanes possession coming out of the timeout as Mike Leslie stays with his original starting lineup. Keith Vassell goes to the bench, and checking in for the first time for the Bolts is Kyle Johnson. White on Williams Jr. spins. White banks it, no good. Rebounds tipped out to Herring Jr. Williamson now down the left side. He pulls it out, and the Bolts will get into their half-court set. Williams Jr., he drives to the rim. Williams Jr. banks it in and count it. As he was able to take Billy White off the dribble, draw the contact, and Kirk will go to the line to shoot one. Billy's first personal, as Kirk Williams Jr. attempts the three-point play. And Williams Jr. unable to get that one to go. As he's 3 for 6 from the field, he leads London with 7 points. Clint Scales, and he's fouled from behind by Johnson, and that's Johnson's first personal. Mike Poole checks in for the first time. Two-point game for London. Clint Scales with the inbound. That's almost stolen by Williamson. Mason drives. Mason tries to get it to go off the glass, but he is fouled on his way to the rim. And Antoine will shoot two. Boyd picks up his second personal. And Mason drains the first. Antoine has been outstanding throughout these finals. Leads everybody in scoring at 23 points per game. And Mason drains both. As Jenny D'Alembert will check in for Julian Boyd. Williams Jr. kicks it out to Johnson. Johnson for three, and he hits it. Johnson. Billy White comes back the other way, and he knocks it down. So it's a 1-point game for London. Williams Jr. Williamson gets inside the key, kicks it out to Johnson, and Johnson's called for too many steps. As Friesen Laddie and Marcus Capers will come in for London. And it's good to see Marcus Capers back after sustaining an injury in game number 4. As Marcus makes his first appearance here in game number 6. 1-point lead for London. Poole for three, and that's off the window and in. Mike Poole not calling the banker, but he gets it to go and desperately needed that one to go down from downtown as the Hurricanes are 1 for 3 now, and that forces a timeout call by Keith Vassell, and he wants to talk it over. 2-point lead for Halifax. Billy White leading the way statistically. 4 for 7 from the field with 8 points for the Hurricanes. Tyrone Watson right behind him. He's 3 for 4 from the field with 7 points. Kirk Williams Jr. leads the way for London. He's 3 for 6 from the field with 7 points. And Julian Boyd's 2 for 2 with 5, including a downtown 3-ball. And that's his 11th, as I mentioned, of the series. So a timeout on the floor, called by London with 3:08 remaining. Fans continuing the foul in here at Scotiabank Center for game number 6. As you can feel the energy in the building as they are trying to cheer on the home team to force a 7th and deciding game in this final series. Herring Jr. crosses the timeline. Friesen Laddie now. He drives, and Friesen Laddie is fouled. And this evening's officials, the crew chief, Paul Hansen, Matt Boyle, and Brian States. As Mike Poole picks up his first personal, and Taquan Zimmerman has checked in for the first time for Halifax. Friesen Laddie for three, and Friesen Laddie knocks it down. Joel continuing the play at a very high level after game number 5, where he got things going in the first 24 minutes for London. 16 points in the first half in game number 4 as he propelled his team to win game number 5 and have this 2 lead entering game number 6 as Antoine Mason gets himself back to the free throw line, and Mason hits the first. And that's the first personal called on Dellenberg. And Mason goes 1 for 2. Antoine's 3 for 4 now from the free throw line. Herring Jr., tough jump shot forced by Zimmerman, and it looks like a shot clock violation called on the Lightning, and that'll be turnover number 2. Poole now drives right hand, can't get the teardrop to go. Last touch by Friesen Laddie as he couldn't control that rebound. As Ronaldo Dixon will enter the game for the first time for the Hurricanes. Antoine Mason will inbound on the baseline. Zimmerman, he puts it up, and that was in and out. Rebound by Dellenberg. Herring Jr. off the pick and roll, swings at the Capers. Heath Johnson wide open, that rims in and out. Kyle Johnson had a good look from distance, unable to drain it. Under 2 minutes remaining here in the first quarter, all tied up at 23. Poole to Dixon. Dixon draws the foul on Dellenberg, and that'll be his second, and Dixon will go to the line to shoot 2. Good looking 2-man game between Dixon and Poole, as Ronaldo was able to draw the contact after the pump fake on Dellenberg, and Ronaldo will go to the line for the first time this evening, and he knocks down the first. And Ronaldo knocks down both. And a turnover on the inbound, miscommunication between Dellenberg and Herring Jr. as Kirk Williams Jr. will check in for Dellenberg. So an opportunity for this extended possession for the Hurricanes to push the lead to a 2-possession game. Poole with the inbound to Mason, and Mason is pushed by Herring Jr. So some sloppy play in the latter parts of this first quarter being displayed by London, as that's Doug's first personal, and the Bolts are over the limit, and the Hurricanes will shoot free throws the rest of the way. Mason hits the first. And Mason gets the friendly roll on the second. So Antoine, continuing to be very good from the charity stripe. He's 5 for 6. is Antoine, and he's got 5 points. As Williamson drives to the rim, and he draws the foul, and he'll shoot 2. Mike Poole's second personal. Garrett's first trip to the free throw line. And Garrett has had an outstanding finals, and he goes 1 for 2, averaging 19 points and 9 rebounds for the Bolts. 3-point lead for the Hurricanes, under a minute remaining in the first quarter. Mason off the 2-man game. Dixon swings at the Poole. Poole puts it up for 3. That's in and out. Mason with the rebound. Mason powers it and banks it home. Antoine Mason staying with it with the outstanding offensive rebound off the Mike Poole miss. Williamson to Williams Jr. Freezing Laddie for 3. Too strong. Rebound by Mason. Freezing Laddie had a good look after that ball rotation, unable to get that one to go down, as the Bolts are 5 for 11 from beyond the arc. Mason, he'll put it up for 3. That's a tough shot, and he rattles it home in the face of Williams Jr. just before the gun. So Antoine Mason playing at a very high level to finish the first 12 minutes of game number 6. Mason leads all scorers with 10 points, 2 for 4 from the field, 1 for 2 from downtown, including 4 rebounds. And it's an 8-point lead for the Hurricanes. So a strong response down the stretch by the Hurricanes. And after 12 minutes, the Hurricanes shooting 52% from the field, 11 for 21. The Bolts 9 of 20 at 45%. Bolts lead away from downtown, 5 of 11 at 45% clip, but the Hurricanes 2 of 5 from distance. And a very important one just before the end of the quarter, as Antoine Mason was able to rattle home his 10th point of the quarter, hitting that 3 on the late closeout by Kurt Williams Jr. Both teams doing an outstanding job handling the basketball, as BJ Wilson gets the Scotiabank faithful all revved up here at the start of the second quarter. Canes and Bolts taking care of the rock in the first 12 minutes. 2 turnovers apiece. As points in the paint being dominated by the Hurricanes, and they're making an assertive effort this evening to get the ball inside the paint and get it done. Billy White's been very good. Canes have 18 points in the paint. Bolts have 6, so we're just about set here. The start the second quarter. So you can see Mason, after draining that 3 ball, making sure that the Hurricane faithful here at Scotiabank Center stay engaged. Bolts will start the second quarter with possession. Williamson, he gets to the rim, and a nice looking drive by Williamson off of that pick and roll. And Garrett continues to be aggressive and drives to the rim. He's got 5 now, 2 for 4 from the field. Zimmerman, entry pass to Watson, draws the double team, and Watson's called for too many steps. So standing help there on the baseline by Julian Boyd, but he has to be careful. Boyd's got 2 personals as he came to the aid of his teammate on the baseline and forced that turnover by Watson. Williamson now off the screen. Williamson, baseline, Williamson tries to get the banker to go, but he does draw the contact on Antoine Mason, and Garrett will go to the line to shoot two. Mason's first personal. As Garrett makes his second trip to the free throw line. Gets the friendly bounce on the first. And Garrett knocks down both. Hand off to Zimmerman for three. That's a tough three, no good. Rebound by Dixon. Second chance coming up. Poole with the pull up, and pull up is good for Poole as he drains it. So the second chance opportunity for the Canes is a good one on that last possession. Williams Jr. to Boyd. Boyd loses the handle, turnover. Canes got numbers in transition. Watson, and he misses the easy layup. Rebound by Boyd, missed opportunity in transition. Bolts now try to come back the other way with numbers. Williamson, left hand, and he can't get the banker to go off the glass. And a scramble for the loose ball between Watson and Boyd, and Watson will be called for the foul. That's Tyrone's first. And a missed opportunity in transition off of the bobble by Boyd. Tyrone Watson, he won't miss many of those. Watson has been outstanding in this series, finishing in transition. So Williamson will inbound for London as Ramel Brown checks in for Halifax, along with Billy White. Watson drives, loses the handle. Williamson comes back the other way. Williamson end to end, and he banks it in. Garrett continuing to be a headache for the Hurricanes and playing at a very high level. He's got 9 now, 3 for 6 from the field. 4-point game for the Hurricanes. Zimmerman for 3, and Zimmerman knocks it in. Traquan knocking down his first 3 ball. He's 1 for 3 from beyond the arc. Johnson with the tough pull-up. That's in and out. Rebound by Poole. Brown, a 2-handed throwdown as a misassignment by London, and Keith Vassell wants to talk it over as the lead goes up to the largest for the Canes at 9. So London with that 6-0 run to start the second quarter. Hurricanes answer with their own 7-0 run, and that forces a timeout called by Keith Vassell as a misassignment left Ramel Brown wide open underneath the rim, and he throws it down with 2 hands. It's BJ Wilson and the Q104, crew get it done here, getting the fans engaged. Outstanding crowd, as I mentioned several times, here at Scotiabank Center for game number 6. It's electric, and they are looking for a victory by the home team to pull even at 3 games apiece in these finals. So last few instructions from Mike Leslie and Keith Vassell, as it will be Lightning possession. Boyd with the inbound. Williamson crosses the timeline. Williamson drives. Williamson gets to the rim and he draws the foul on White. White not happy about it, as Billy picks up his second personal. And Garrett Williamson will go back to the free throw line for his third trip of the evening. Williamson continuing to be very aggressive off the drive for London. And Garrett makes the first. And he drains the second. So Garrett now 5 for 6 from the free throw line. He leads everyone with 11 points. 7-point lead for the Hurricanes. Watson. Brown with a tough shot as he drove right into Julian Boyd. Williamson with the rebound. Bolden has checked back in for London, as the Hurricanes knocks that one out of bounds. And it looks like Herring Jr. will come back for London. Williamson will inbound with 16 seconds on the shot clock. Bolden now. Bolden trying to back down the smaller man in Zimmerman. Williams Jr., good look from downtown, and he can't get it to go. As he had a good look from beyond the arc. Kirk continuing the struggle from distance. He's 1 for 4 now. Here's White to Zimmerman. Zimmerman kick out to Poole, and Poole steps on the sideline, and that'll be a turnover for the Hurricanes. And that's number 5. Antoine Mason will check back for the Canes. Seven-point game. Bolts trailing here in the second quarter. Williamson gets to the rim, and Williamson banks it in. Garrett continuing to be very good off the pick and roll, and Garrett's got 13. He's 4 for 7 from the field. Here's White. White kick out. Watson with the floater. And it looked like Billy White was undercut there off the rebound. And Boyd will pick up his third. So that is a huge foul call on Julian Boyd, as London cannot afford to lose the services of Julian Boyd with 7:19 remaining in the second quarter. And Boyd is making his way back to the Bolts locker room. He is not happy with that foul call. So a huge moment in the storyline of game number 6 here for London, as Julian Boyd will definitely not be seen for the remainder of this second quarter. Boyd's 2 for 2 from the field. He's got 5 points with 2 rebounds, but the bigger storyline, Julian Boyd has been huge throughout this series, as Billy White knocks down both. As Billy's got 10 now. Boyd averaging 20 points, 13 rebounds, and he's got 11 three balls from downtown. He's been outstanding offensively. Williams Jr., though, picks up the slack, and he banks home the left-handed finger roll. Mason for 3. That's a tough shot forced by Williams Jr. Rebound by White. Mason again, and that's no good. Brown, though, with the rebound. Zimmerman thought about putting it up from distance, pulls it out, and they'll reset. And an errant pass by White. Trying to get it inside to Watson. As London dodges a bullet, 3 opportunities on that last possession for the Hurricanes to extend this lead. Leads at 5. Hurricanes' largest lead has been 9 in this quarter. Bolden off the 2-man game. Capers kicks it out. Herring Jr. now drives, no-look pass and banks it in. A beautiful no-look pass by Herring Jr. behind the back to Williams Jr. As Williams Jr. was able to fight through the contact and bank that one in. Outstanding play off the pick and roll between Herring Jr. You can see in the replay as Kirk's all fired up, and he'll go to the line to complete the 3-point play. As Watson picks up his second personal, and Tyrone is not happy. And Kirk completes the 3-point play. Williams Jr. now has 12, 5 of 9 from the field. 2-point lead for the Hurricanes. Good response after Julian Boyd's second personal by the Bolts. And knocked out of bounds, and last touch by London. As just about everybody, all the coaching staff from London leaping off the bench, not happy as it happened right in front of their bench. It'll be 5 seconds on the shot clock as Clinkscales will inbound on the baseline. Mason, he puts it up for 3, no good. Williams Jr. taps it to himself, and Brown is called for the foul. So great positioning by Kirk Williams Jr. to battle 2 Hurricanes to come up with that rebound. Rommel picks up his first personal. Bolden now. Bolden drives. He tries a no-look bounce pass, and that's a turnover. And that's number 4 on the evening for the Bolts. Zimmerman, and he is fouled by Capers. Capers had a hold of Zimmerman coming off of that screen by Brown. Capers' first personal. White will inbound. Here's Clinkscales. Clinkscales for 3, and that's no good. Rebound by Brown. Another offensive rebound for the Hurricanes. That's number 10. Canes doing an outstanding job of crashing the boards. Brown tries to find White inside, gets it back. Shot clock under 10. Mason, and Mason with the finger roll through contact. So when things looked like Brown was about to turn it over, he was able to gather himself, pick it up, get it to Mason, and Mason was able to get to the rim with the finger roll through the contact. As Antoine continuing to play at a very high level. Kirk Williams Jr. not happy about that foul. That could have went either way as Antoine Mason completes the 3-point play, and it's back up to a 5-point lead for the Hurricanes. Herring Jr. is denied at the rim by Brown. Back the other way. Here comes Clinkscales, and he banks it home in transition. Williamson now. He'll slow it up. Williamson kicks it out to Bolden. Bolden drives to the rim, and he's fouled by Brown. As Rommel will pick up his second personal. Hurricanes have one more foul before they're in the penalty, but It looked like Mo was in the act of shooting, and he'll go to the line to shoot two. Mo's first trip to the charity stripe this evening as he rattles home the first. And Mo goes 2 for 2. Bowdoin's got 5 now. Ronaldo Dixon comes in for Halifax. 5-point lead for the Hurricanes. Here's Mason. Swings at the Clinkscales. Clinkscales gets inside, no behind the back pass to Dixon, and Dixon draws the foul, and he'll go to the line to shoot two. Herring Jr.'s second personal, as Ronaldo Dixon will go to the line for the second time this evening. And that rattles in and out, rims in and out. As Clinkscales gives some encouragement to Ronaldo. Hurricanes as a team struggling in these finals from the charity stripe, shooting 67%. As Ronaldo knocks down the second. Dixon's got 2 on the evening. Williams Jr. tried to back down, turns it over though. Mason in the open floor, and Mason gets the floater to go. Herring Jr. had no choice but to allow Mason to go end to end. As Herring Jr. playing with 2 personals, didn't want to pick up his third. Doug Doe back the other way, and he banks it in. That's Doug's first field goal of the evening. And Herring Jr. does pick up his third personal. So 2 Bolts in foul difficulty in this first half. Julian Boyd already with 3. He's on the bench, and Herring Jr. picks up his third. So decision time here for Keith Vassell, as Herring Jr. has been outstanding in this series, and a tie-up between Friesen Laddie, who's just checked in, and Mason. Both men hitting the floor. They both get up under their own power, but Mason grimacing some pain here as Friesen Laddie's called for his first personal, and Antoine will go to the line to shoot 2 as London is over the limit and in the penalty. If my math is right, but doesn't appear that way. It was official score, had 6 team fouls, but nevertheless it's 6 for both teams. Both teams have 1 foul, don't have any fouls to give, as the next one will be in the penalty. Ronaldo, though, drives to the rim, and he's fouled. And he'll go to the line now to shoot 2. And now London's over the limit. And the Hurricanes will shoot free throws the rest of the way on personal fouls. As Friesen Laddie picks up his second personal. Ronaldo hits the first. And he goes 1 for 2. And that's the 14th team foul called on the Bolts. in this first half. So foul difficulty playing into this storyline. A 7-point lead for the Hurricanes. Williams Jr. throws it away into the open arms of Mason. Mason with the floater, no good. Tapped out Bolden to Williams Jr. Williams Jr. in transition, and he gets the finger roll to go down. Back to a 5-point lead. Williams Jr.'s got 14 on 6 of 10 shooting from the field. Ronaldo's three short at the rim. Bolden leaks out in transition, and Bolden banks it in, and Mike Leslie wants to talk it over. So the lead cut to 3 with 2:13 remaining in the second quarter. The Hurricanes' largest lead at 9 twice in this quarter, but the Bolts responding after one of their key components in these finals picked up their third personal, and that was Doug Herring Jr., who continues to play through foul difficulty. As Mike Leslie wants to talk it over to regroup and make some adjustments in the final 2:14 remaining in the second quarter. Hurricanes shooting 46% from the field on 17 of 37 shooting. London 52 on 17 of 33 shooting. Both teams not shooting the lights out from beyond the arc. The Bolts 5 of 12 at 42%. And the Hurricanes 3 of 11 at 27%. Turnovers are pretty even at 6. Points off for turnovers, not much of a difference there as well, as the Hurricanes have a 1-point advantage, 12-11. Points in the paint. Bolts catching up to the Hurricanes with 22. The Canes at 28. Fast break points. The Bolts lead the way with 8 compared to the Canes 4. So 2:13 remaining in this second quarter. Canes lead by 3. Fans continuing to dance in the aisles here at Scotiabank, trying to push this team over the threshold of Game 6 with a victory and go to Game 7 to decide this championship. Mason drives. Mason, tough shot forced by Friesenlati, and that shot's rejected from behind by Bolden, but Mason was able to draw the contact, and he'll go back to the free throw line. Friesenlati's third, so he's in foul difficulty as well, as he has some choice words for the crew chief, Paul Hansen, as he makes his way through the key. Mason hits the first. And Mason goes 1 for 2 and batted out of bounds as a fight for the rebound between Bolden and Dixon. Mason now is 7 for 9 from the free throw line. And he's got 16. 4-point lead for the Hurricanes. Friesen for 3. That was a good look off the screen. Can't get it to go down. Rebound, second chance, and Herring Jr. banks it in. So good rebound, offensive rebound and positioning by Williams Jr. gives Herring Jr. that opportunity. Klingscales now. Drives, loses the handle, gets it back. Here's Zimmerman. Inside to Dixon. Dixon backing down, and Dixon with the finger roll off the sky hook. Excuse me, the sky hook that is off of the contact by Williams Jr. Williams Jr., though, he throws it down as a missed assignment defensively. And it looked like Ronaldo got caught up in space there, guarding nobody. Williams Jr. had a clear path to the goal. 2-point game, under a minute remaining in the second quarter. Zimmerman from way down misses everything, but rebound is picked up by Billy White. And Billy was able to get that one in. Williamson looking to hold. Difference between 2 seconds between the game clock and shot clock. Williamson loses the handle, but he's fouled from behind. And it's Mason lobbying for the foul. And it's called on Mason. That's Mason's second personal. As Williamson will go to the line to shoot two. Garrett making his fourth trip to the free throw line this evening. He gets the first one to go down. And he gets the second to go down as D'Alembert will check in for Herring Jr. 6.9 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Shot clock off. Two-possession game for the Hurricanes. Excuse me, two-point lead, that is, for the Hurricanes. Here's Clinkscales. Clinkscales to the rim, to White. White beat the gun, but he couldn't get the teardrop to go. So that'll do it. After 24 minutes, the Hurricanes lead by 2, 55-53. Antoine Mason leading the way after 24 minutes for the Hurricanes. He's got 16 on 4 of 11 shooting. Kirk Williams Jr. leading the way for the Bolts. He's got 16 also on 7 of 11 shooting. So we'll step aside for the halftime break, but stay with us. You're watching Game 6 of the 2018 NBLC Finals here on the Halifax Hurricanes basketball channel. Welcome back to Halifax in the Scotia Bank Center for the 2018 NBLC Finals, game number 6. The London Lightning trail the Halifax Hurricanes 55-53. Hurricanes will start the half with possession with Audley Stevenson, Vince Williams on hand. The start of the third quarter. Hurricanes go with their original starting lineup and no changes for the Bolts as well, as Billy White banks it in.
Important bucket for Billy White here. You know, he kind of quiet first half, so nice to see him get involved with the offense right away.
Billy White had 12 points in the first 24 minutes. He's got 14 now. Williamson with a rare jump shot. Williamson has been getting it done on very often in the first 24 minutes, getting the ball to the rim. Watson gets his second chance and he can't get it to go, so good opportunity for Watson here to start the third, and Williamson gets to the rim and he draws the foul as Watson continuing to struggle a little bit in game number 6, as Watson has been outstanding throughout the finals. Billy White's down and he's in a lot of discomfort right now. White's called for his third personal, and just to finish that point there, Audley, Watson has been outstanding, averaging 23 points and 8 rebounds for these finals, and he's been pretty good, as you could see in the replay there.
Yeah, Billy White going down, some contact there on that Garrett Williamson drive. But to your point, I mean, look, Tyrone Watson has been, Mr. Everything to the Halifax Hurricanes. Even this first quarter, he had a really strong start, but seemed to have phased away here a little bit.
Yeah, Tyrone started 3 for 3 from the field.
It looked like
he was fizzled down towards the stretch here as he was in and out. I think Coach Leslie has been doing a good job of managing the fouls.
Yes.
As Billy White picks up his third, he's the only one in foul difficulty. Tyrone Watson's got 2. Poole's got 2. Ramel Brown's got 2, along with Mason has 2. On the other side, though, for the Lightning, you have 3 guys in foul difficulty. You got Boyd, Herring Jr., and Friesen Laddie all picking up 3 personals in the first 24 minutes, as Billy White will have to exit this game, and it looks like it might be in the facial area. Billy's taking his time to regather himself, and let's hope that Billy's okay and able to return.
Yeah, I hope it's a quick spell that he's getting on the bench. The Hurricanes certainly can use his offense in the second half.
Yeah, Billy White has been playing at a very high level as well, averaging 20 and 7, as Williamson knocks down both.
Back to a 2-point game, Vince.
Poole checking in for White now. Here's Poole. Poole puts up the jumper. That's no good. Last touch by Williamson, and that'll be a fresh shot clock for the Hurricanes here in the early going of the third.
They can certainly use some offense from Mr. Mike Poole. Deadly jumper can come in handy right now for the Halifax Hurricanes.
Poole averaging 8 points and 4 rebounds in these playoffs. He's got 5 3-balls. Has struggled a little bit to find that range from beyond the arc. Clint Scales gets inside, can't draw the contact. Rebound by Boyd. And here's Bolden. Bolden with the crossover, gets it out to Williamson. Entry pass to Boyd. And Boyd trying to go to work on Poole, and Poole will be called for the foul. Boyd got into some foul difficulty in the first 24 minutes. Another guy who's been outstanding in these finals, 20 points and 13 rebounds, along with 11 threes. Julian Boyd has been outstanding, and if you had to pick an MVP of the finals for London, it would definitely be a front runner would be Boyd and Doug Herring Jr.
He would be in that conversation. I would also put Garrett Williamson there as well if I was on the selection panel.
Inbound by Williamson to Herring Jr. to Boyd, the 2-man game, and Boyd runs right into the chest of Tyrone Watson for the second time this evening, as Watson was able to get in front of Julian Boyd. Boyd unable to get his body out of the way of Watson, and that's his 4th.
He held his ground, picked up that charge.
So Keith Vassell once again has a decision. Does he let Boyd play through foul difficulty? Boyd has not been able to get any type of rhythm this evening offensively, as Clint Scales knocks down the tough jumper on the closeout by Williamson. Back to a 4-point game. Herring Jr. now. Entry to Williams Jr., and he backs down Watson and gets it to go.
Kirk Williams muscled that one in over Ty Watson.
Yeah, Kirk Williams Jr., 8 for 12 from the field. He's got 18 now. Watson, jumper from the baselines, no good. Williamson can't handle the rebound, and Bolden can't pick up the loose ball, and it goes out of bounds, and it will remain Hurricanes possession with Clinkscales.
And a fresh shot clock.
Yeah, inbounding on the baseline. That's Mason will inbound. Second chance opportunities and offensive rebounds have been going the way of the Hurricanes in this one. Mason crossover. Mason tried to bank it home, but he couldn't get it to go. Falls short. Brown gets his hand in the passing lane. Herring Jr. scoops it back up though. Boyd for three, and Boyd drops it down.
That's his sweet spot, right at the top of the key there. That 3 ball gives the Lightning a 1-point edge.
Yes, the Lightning taking the lead for the first time since it was 2-0. Only their second lead in game number 6, as Clinkscales is called for the foul. So a strong start to the third for London. They are trying to close this one out. As you can see, Julian Boyd had a good look. Late closeout by Billy White. As Boyd continues to be good from beyond the arc, and that forces a timeout call by Mike Leslie.
Still lots of time here early in this third quarter, and Coach Leslie obviously wants to get his guys focused and not let this thing get out of hand, not let them get into any rhythms or anything of that nature. So good timeout to stop the run by the London Lightning.
So London continuing to lean on their veterans and to guys that have been in these championship moments.
Yep.
Garrett Williamson, he's been outstanding this evening, 4 from 8 from the field. He's got 17. He's 9 for 10 from the charity stripe. Julian Boyd in foul difficulty, but he is perfect from the field. 3 for 3, including 2 from downtown. He's got 8. And Kirk Williams Jr., who is no stranger to championships.
No, he's not.
Winning with the Windsor Express, he's got 18 points. He's 8 of 12. So the London Lightning are looking to close this one out, and they don't want to go to a 7th and deciding game here at Scotiabank Center.
Absolutely not. They're coming to get their one and close this thing and go on. You talked about Kirk Williams Jr., former Finals MVP. He seems to show up in the big moments, and this series he has been outstanding.
Yeah, he's been thrust into these big moments, forced by the injury, the ankle injury to Ryan Anderson.
Yes.
Who sustained that injury in game number 2, and that forced Kirk Williams Jr., who was coming off the bench for London, into the starting lineup, and that has just energized the veteran. And he's had an outstanding finals up to this point.
Right.
Williamson will inbound to Herring Jr. coming out of the timeout. 1-point lead for the Bolts.
I think the next few minutes here will be important to see what happens in terms of momentum and who gets into that rhythm.
Bolden, that's a tough shot forced by Brown. Rebound by Brown. Clint Scales crosses the timeline. White almost turns it over.
Oh,
nice inside
wow.
Look by Clint Scales
Wow.
and banks it in, and won by Brown. Clint Scales having an outstanding series.
Interior passing was fantastic on that one.
Averaging 9 assists in the finals as Clint Scales, as you can see in the replay. Great catch by Brown and good gather and through the contact. And Brown banks home the free throw, and any way he can get it done.
We'll take it, man. We'll take it. Bank that in, baby.
And it's back to a 2-point lead for the Hurricanes. Williamson, the Herring Jr., swings it to Boyd. Herring Jr. for 3, and Herring Jr. gets it to go down.
London seems to respond. Every shot they respond, and that's what's made this such a great series. No one goes away.
And that's Doug's first 3-ball of the evening. He's got 7 now. Brown on the entry pass, trying to back down Williamson. To Watson. Watson draws the contact, no foul. Williams Jr. with the loose ball. London on a 3-on-3, and Boyd gets it knocked away by Mason. Mason thought Boyd might have touched it last.
Got his hand in there. Active hands on D is what you want, and breaking up that pass is what Antoine Mason did. However, the Halifax Hurricanes couldn't get possession.
So it will remain London's possession. 20 seconds on the shot clock. 1-point lead for the Bolts. Boyd to Bolden. Bolden with the Euro step, short at the rim, rebound by White. Hurricanes back the other way. Here's Mason and banks it home and one. And Mason stares down Herring Jr.
Mason be like, what you trying to do, man?
It's been like that all series long. The battle between Mason and Herring Jr.
That was a tough foul for Doug Herring.
Yeah, that's his 4th personal.
That's his 4th, giving up the and one, potential 3-point play. And again, you talked about decisions for Coach Vessel. It looks like he's keeping him in the game.
And Mason completes the 3-point play. Mason was outstanding in the first 24 minutes. He's got 19 now. He's on 5 of 13 shooting. Herring Jr., 3 balls too strong, rebound by Watson.
You can't help but feel that was, I'll get you back kind of shot by Mr. Herring.
Watson now. Watson in tight. Gives it to White. He can't handle it. Last touch by White as a scramble ensued between him and Bolden. And White couldn't come up with it. As Billy communicating to White says, shoot it, and I'll be in position for the rebound. 2-point game for the Hurricanes.
Come back and play D now. That's what you do for the Halifax Hurricanes.
And the Canes have had their difficulties on the defensive end throughout this series. Boyd frees himself up on the spin on the baseline, and he gets the teardrop to go. And Julian's got 10. Still perfect from the field on 4 for 4 shooting, including 2 for 2 from downtown. Steal by Bolden now. Bolden in transition. London's got numbers. Bolden banks it home. It's a 2-point lead.
London responds again, like we talked about here, right?
It's back and forth in this third as they continue to trade leads. Clinkscales for 3. That's a tough 3. Williams Jr. leaks out. Williamson doesn't find him in transition.
Goes down low. Got Clink on him. Foul on the floor.
No foul. That's on the floor. It's on Clinkscales. Kirks Williams Jr. wanted that foul. Outstanding defensive play by Bolden. He was off to the races on that 3-on-1. Unselfish basketball by Herring Jr.
Didn't see a lot of Halifax players getting back on D on that one. I'm sure Coach Leslie wouldn't be happy with that. The intensity doesn't stop regardless which side of the ball you're playing on.
You definitely got to get back in transition as the Bolts lead in fast break points 10-6 with a 2-point lead. Here's Williamson. Williamson trying to go to work on Zimmerman, who's checked in. Loses the handle. Kicks it out to Herring Jr. Pump fake. Tries to blow by Poole. And that's a shot clock violation. So outstanding defensive individual defense by Zimmerman, and Poole able to shut down Williamson.
Now we're back the other way. We're back the other way. Let's see what they do.
Mason now in the half court. Gives it to Brown. Dribble handoff to Poole. Zimmerman to Brown. Brown banks it in. Outstanding half court set by the Hurricanes.
Well, you love the ball moving. Chances are the more players that touch the ball, the better.
And we're tied up at 67. And last touch by Herring Jr. He loses the handle as Mason was able to knock it off of him. And now Keith Vassell wants to talk things over and try to shut down this little mini momentum, but not much momentum for both teams. We've had multiple lead changes.
Well, I think what we've seen here from London, they haven't looked very organized on the offensive end the last few possessions. So I think this timeout more is about getting people, understanding where they need to be, what they should be doing, and sort of settle the troops down, so to speak. So I certainly like this timeout by Coach Vassell.
London shooting 53% from the field on 24 of 45 shooting. Hurricanes at 44 at 24 of 55. Hurricanes struggling to find their way from beyond the arc.
The three balls, what's hurting them tonight?
3 of 13 at 23%. They've been shooting at 31% in the finals.
Right.
And London 7 of 16, including a Julian Boyd 3 in this quarter at 44%, and they've been shooting it at 48%. Both teams right around the 46% mark in the finals. Hurricanes from the field, that is. Hurricanes at 46, and London not far behind at 43. So the fans continuing to dance in the aisles here at Scotiabank Center.
It's a party. Thursday night party up here.
Energized here for game number 6. With Audley Stevenson, the Deputy Commissioner, Vince Williams on hand, and the entire Silver Vision crew. We are welcoming you, if you're here, welcoming in for this live stream for the first time. We are tied at 67 apiece. Hurricanes led at the half, 55-53. But it's been back and forth in this third quarter.
This has been a good one.
London looking to close the series out and win back-to-back championships, and Halifax trying to extend this series to a 7th and deciding game. Mason to Brown. Brown loses the handle and runs over Boyd as Williamson is called for too many steps, and Keith Vassell has an argument right now, oddly, as Brown totally ran over Julian Boyd on that loose ball. So it could have been a charging call that could have been called, but nevertheless, the advantage was with, as you could see in the replay there, the advantage, and you can't see on the other side of the replay, the advantage stayed with London. They had the possession.
I mean, I saw a kick ball there as well. I mean, you talk about the charge, it was a kick ball. I mean, a couple of things could have been called, it looks like, but nonetheless, we're here.
Poole now, pump fake, blow by. Poole short, gets his own rebound. Poole back up, can't get it to go. Brown can't get it to go off the window. Fourth opportunity now. Mason, the Poole for 3, and Poole drains it.
You give a guy that many looks, and sooner or later they're going to drop.
Too many opportunities on that trip for the Hurricanes as Mike Poole gets the 3 ball to go down, and it's a 3-point advantage for the Hurricanes. Bolden now. Bolden trying to back down Brown. Brown has been outstanding defensively throughout this series, averaging 4 blocks. Johnson forces up the 3 to beat the shot clock, and that's a good possession defensively for the Hurricanes, trying to build on this lead. You need a little bit more defensive stops, but right there, Doug Herring Jr. sticks his hand and knocks it off of Mason and forces the turnover. And a heated conversation between Mike Leslie and Mason, and Clint Scales is summons into this game, and it looks like he's coming in for Mason. So the Hurricanes star not in agreement with the head coach. As Clint Scales will check in with just over 3 minutes remaining in the third. Herring Jr. to Boyd. Boyd banks it in through the contact, and he'll go to the line and attempt the 3-point play.
There we go, the answer. We call, the series is called the trilogy. It should be called reconsider calling it the answer back. There's a lot of that. Julian Boyd with his own form of the flex there. Maybe he's trying to start the flex hammer of his own, see what the success Tyler Watts has had.
Well, I tell you what, despite the foul difficulty by Boyd this evening, he has been perfect in all aspects when it comes to the offense. 5 for 5 from the field, 2 for 2 from downtown, and 1 for 1 from the charity stripe. That equals to 13 points.
That's what Mr. Brown does downtown.
Brown backing down Boyd, and Brown can't get the teardrop to go. Second chance opportunity coming up once again for the Hurricanes. As they continue to be very aggressive, crashing the offensive boards. Poole, and Poole with the beautiful floater.
You keep giving teams opportunities to score. Sooner or later they're going to drop, Vince.
And that's offensive rebound number 20.
Wow.
On the evening. I said 20. I did not make a mistake when I said offensive rebound, but nevertheless, it's only a 2-point game for the Hurricanes. They haven't been taking advantage of it. Poole back the other way, and he barrels right into the chest of Boyd, and it looks like Boyd will be called for the personal. He's not happy, but he's keeping his composure. Has a few choice words in the direction, but not directly at the crew chief, Paul Hansen.
No, not at all. I can see from this vantage point whether or not he was in the semicircle. That's really going to be the difference.
So a big moment.
Let's see.
As we take a look here. Oh, he might have been a little bit late. 1 foot in the circle, 1 foot out.
Hard to tell.
As Mike Poole did an outstanding job to arc his body to get away from the middle of the chest, but the charge call has changed in basketball. You don't have to completely hit the middle of the chest of the defender.
No, you don't.
As long as the defender is there in a stationary positioning,
that's the key.
He can pick up that charging call.
The word stationary is the key, Vince.
Mike Poole goes hits the first, and the second one coming up. So a very important time right now as he rattles home the second for London, losing the services of Julian Boyd, but everybody else has stepped up.
And that's what you want. That's what you want. I talked about Mike Poole, how important it is for him to be involved in the offense, and he's certainly doing that in this third quarter here.
Bolden spins baseline, and he's knocked out of bounds. And that'll be a foul on Poole.
That looks like it's Billy White.
Billy White, White with the personal. As it was a very late call on Billy White. Bolden was out of bounds looking for an explanation.
Yeah.
It looked like there was a little bit of a lull in between the whistle and the decision-making of the official on the baseline. And that's Billy's fourth, and he'll go to the bench. Watson will check back. Friesen Laddie banks it in.
Strong, aggressive move.
Quick move to the baseline and finish at the rim for Friesen Laddie. And we're back to a 2-point game. Zimmerman entry to Brown. Poole, floater, no good. Watson with the rebound. And Watson turns it over. Johnson back the other way for London. Johnson trying to get the banker to go, but he does pick up the foul on Zimmerman in transition. And Kyle will go to the line to shoot two. As that is the 7th team foul for the Hurricanes. They are over the limit now. With 1:56 remaining, London will shoot free throws the rest of the way on every foul now. And Johnson looking for the count, though. I'm not sure why. Might be looking for a goaltend, but I'm not sure why. It didn't go down in transition.
No, it didn't. In fact, Mo Bolden got the offensive rebound off the basket. So
Kyle will shoot two. And he hits the first.
1-point game, Vince.
Yeah, Johnson averaging 10 points and 2 rebounds in the finals. And he goes 1 for 2.
Okay.
So 1-point lead for the Hurricanes. Clint Scales, Reefer, who's checked into the game for the first time. Zimmerman back to Reefer. Reefer for 3. Reefer can't get it to go down. Rebound by Friesen Laddie.
First shot off the bench, a 3.
Friesen Laddie in transition, and he draws the foul on Poole, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2. That was a smart play in transition.
Absolutely.
By Joel Friesen.
You got to love his aggressiveness coming off the bench into the game and putting pressure on the defense.
Knowing the situation
Absolutely.
Was Friesen Laddie, and he'll shoot 2 now. Mike Poole picks up his 4th personal.
Tell you, no one's going away in this one, Vince. No one's going away.
It's going to be tough if London is to capture their second back-to-back championship.
Man. I'm sure
they're going to hang right to the end, and they're not going to make it easy for Halifax, who's 6-1. They come in 6-1 at home in these finals. Poole back the other way, no good. Second chance, and Poole gets the skyhook to go.
That's offensive rebound number 21.
A lot of offensive rebounds, but not taking advantage of the Hurricanes. Bolden turns it over. Clint Scales with numbers. Kicks it out to Zimmerman for three, and that one goes down. Gets the friendly roll off the backboard.
He called it.
And it's a 3-point lead, under a minute remaining in the third. Bolden now. Here's Herring Jr. looking for a screen from Capers. Shot clock under 5, and Theon's called for the reach as Herring Jr. will shoot 2 now. Not a good foul in space by Theon Reefer.
Not at all. Send him to the line.
So an opportunity for Herring Jr. to knock down a couple free throws. Doug's first trip to the free throw line. He rattles home the first.
Hey, we got to give a shout out to all those London Lightning fans at Boston Pizza. Got a viewing party going on right now watching the game.
I would imagine there's several thousand that are watching in London, Ontario, and welcome to this game number 6. I know you've been here throughout.
We're acknowledging the people, man. We're acknowledging the people out there, man. Nice.
So it's a 3-point lead for the home team. Poole spins. Herring Jr. did a good job in positioning, couldn't gather the rebound, and another second chance opportunity. Offensive rebound number 23.
Wow.
Shot clock, game clock, pretty much dead on. Canes will hold for last shot. Here's Clinkscales. He turns it over though. Williams Jr. back in transition. London has numbers. Herring Jr. for 3, and it goes down. Huge three just before the gun. Costly turnover by Clint Scales as Herring Jr. answers back the other way.
It's about finishing quarters, Vince, and they finish strong.
Very strong as Herring Jr. knocks down the 3 in transition off the Clinkscales. The uncharacteristic turnover for Clinkscales as Herring Jr. is 2 for 3 now on 4 for 8 shooting from the field with 12 points.
79 all. It's a brand new game.
So I'm telling you, it's looking like it's going to come down to the last possession in this one. Lots of basketball remaining though.
There
12 minutes remaining to be exact.
Vince, there's tons of time, but the way this game has gone, if you paid attention each quarter, how each team has finished it, it makes you feel like it's a come down to that final shot.
Yeah, London's starting to shoot the lights out now. They have 55% from the field, 27 of 49. A very strong third quarter compared to the Hurricanes, 28 of 68 shooting at 41%.
Wow.
As London outscored Halifax 26 to 24. It went back and forth, multiple lead changes.
That it did. It will be a furious fourth quarter, no question, no doubt about that. Vince, I appreciate your time. Let me hang out, man.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the commissioner.
All right, well, hey, man.
Audley Stevenson joining the broadcast in this third quarter.
That it is.
For game number 6 of these 2018 finals here at Scotiabank Center.
So, my friend, I'm going to let you work. I'm going to get out of your way here. It's a big fourth quarter. I'm going to let you do your thing. Thank you as always.
Well, it's been a pleasure, and I'm going to try my best.
Come on now.
To paint the picture of this 12 minutes.
You'll do a fabulous job as you've done all season long, my friend. Keep it moving.
I appreciate the kind words.
Thank you.
That's the Deputy Commissioner of the National Basketball League of Canada, Audley Stevenson. So some tense times remaining here in the fourth quarter at Scotiabank Center. As well in London, Ontario, as we are all tied up at 79 apiece in game number 6. 12 minutes will decide. Will the Bolts win back-to-back championships for the second time, or will the Hurricanes extend these finals to a 7th and deciding game tomorrow night here at Scotiabank Center. So we are just about set here to start the fourth quarter, It'll be Johnson, Williamson, Capers, Friesen, Laddie, and Williams Jr. for London. As Capers turns it over for the Hurricanes, it's Mason, Poole, Brown, Zimmerman, and Reefer. So not the start that Keith Vasso envisioned to start this fourth. Tough shot though forced by Williamson on Poole, maybe deflected it. And here's Laddie, Friesen Laddie, and he gets to the rim, banks it, can't get it to go though. Had a good look off the pump fake, Brown with the rebound. Behind the defense is Reefer, and Reefer can't get the bunny to go, but right there, Johnny on the spot and staying with it is Mike Poole. And another offensive rebound, that's number 24, and Poole banks it in. Williamson, he banks it home with the left hand, as Garrett continuing to play at a high level. He's got 19 on 5 of 9 shooting from the field. Zimmerman's three ball off the window, no good. Capers in transition. Williams Jr. trying to back down Reefer. Nice up and under, and he draws the foul as Williams Jr. will go to the line to shoot two. Theon's second personal, as Williams Jr. will shoot two. Kirk's second trip to the free throw line this evening. And he gets the friendly roll in the first. And Kirk goes 2 for 2. Kirk's got 20. Two-point game for London. Poole now inside the Brown. He's doubled up by Williamson and Williams Jr. as Garrett will be called for his second personal. .14 on the shot clock. Zimmerman will inbound for Halifax. Here's Mason on Williams Jr. Blows by Williams Jr., gets it rejected by Capers. And a scramble for the loose ball between Friesen and Laddie. And it's last touch by Friesen and Laddie. It'll be 1 second remaining on the shot clock. Poole will inbound on the baseline. And a foul before the inbound, a legal screen, and that's called on Mason. As Mason is called for the move-in screen. That's his third personal. And Billy will come back for Halifax. Mike Poole will go to the bench for the Hurricanes. Williams Jr. And he gets to the rim, and a nice finger roll by Kirk. Continuing to play at a very high level is Williams Jr. He's got 22, but answering right back the other way is Zimmerman. He'll draw the foul, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2. Nice spin move in space, and getting to the rim on Reefer was Williams Jr. As Tyrone Watson checks in for Halifax. Zimmerman's good on the first. And he makes the second. 2-point game for the Bolts. Williamson crosses the timeline. Capers on the entry. Capers bump. Williams Jr. from way down barely hits the rim. Zimmerman back the other way now. Loses the handle, gathers it though. Entry pass to Brown. Brown jaws the double. White thought about the 3. Watson banks it in through the contact. So finally Tyrone Watson able to get one to drop through contact, and he'll go to the line to shoot the N1. Great ball movement being displayed on that half-court set by the Hurricanes, as Billy White was able to find Watson on the baseline. Tyrone struggling a little bit here, but trying to correct it in the fourth. And he completes the 3-point play. He's got 10 now on 4 of 11 shooting. 1-point lead for the Hurricanes. This second half has been back and forth. They've been fighting tooth and nail in game number 6. Bolden, he turns it over. Great defensive play by Brown. Canes have numbers if they hurry. Brown down low on Williamson, and he draws the foul on Williamson as the double came late from Williams Jr. And Ramel will shoot 2. Williamson picks up his 3rd personal. And the big man from Manhattan College makes the first. And he makes the second. So Ramel's perfect from the free throw line. He's got 11 now, along with 12 rebounds. Turnover, Canes in transition. Here's Watson, and he banks it home. And Keith Vassell calls a timely timeout here. He wants to talk it over, and that brings the Scotiabank faithful to their feet. 5-point lead for the Hurricanes, and a 5-point lead right now in the fourth in game number 6. Looks like a 20-point lead for the Hurricanes, as it's been back and forth between these two teams, as London fighting in game number 6, trying to close it out here on the road, trying to do the improbable and do come back from 2 games down and win 4 straight versus Halifax. And Halifax, for the first time, trying to avoid this season losing 4 straight and force a 7th and deciding game. So timeout on the floor called by the Lightning. Kirk Williams Jr. leads the way with 22 points on 9 of 14 shooting. Antoine Mason leads the way for the Hurricanes with 19 on 5 of 14 shooting. And he's 8 for 10 from the free throw line. And fans, if necessary, our finals coverage continues tomorrow night for game number 7. Tip-off time here at Scotiabank Center around 7:10, where the crown will be decided. That's if necessary. Lots of basketball remaining here in game number 6 though. 8:04 to be exact. It's a 5-point deficit for the defending champions, the London Lightning. Friesen Laddie will inbound to Herring Jr. Doug closely guarded by Mason. And Zimmerman will be called for the foul. That's Taquan's second personal. Here's Herring Jr. to Boyd. Boyd gets to the rim, and that's denied by Ramel Brown. So Ramel Brown continuing to display outstanding rim protection in these finals. Came into this game averaging 4 blocks as Watson gets to the rim and draws the foul on Friesen Laddie. That's Joel's 5th personal, as Watson will go to the line to shoot 2. Watson's 3rd trip to the charity stripe. He rattles home the first. He goes 1 for 2. He's got 13 now on 5 of 12 shooting with 6 rebounds for Watson. 6-point lead for the Hurricanes. Here's Herring Jr. off the 2-man game, pull up. That's a tough shot forced by Watson, rebound by Brown. Mason, and the oop, no good off the window. Friesen Laddie with the pump fake. Entry pass to Boyd. Boyd trying to back down Watson. Friesen Laddie, pump fake, blow by Boyd. And Boyd will draw the foul on Watson. And that was in the act of shooting, and Julian will go to the line to shoot 2. Tyrone's 3rd personal. Williamson will check in for London. And Boyd will go to the line to shoot 2. Boyd gets the friendly roll on the first. Second one coming up. And he remains perfect from the free throw line is Boyd. He's got 14 on 5 of 6 shooting with 4 rebounds. Zimmerman, Mason for 3, and he rattles it down. And he skips up the floor is Mason after knocking down the 3. Johnson, tough shot forced by Mason. Brown and Boyd battling for the rebound. Boyd hits the floor hard, and he remains down, holding his right hip. And some tense moments now for London as Julian Boyd is slow getting to his feet, rubbing his right hip area. Let's hope that Julian's okay, as it seems to be that way. 6:08 remaining in the fourth. Hurricanes leading by 7 as Williamson will inbound. Brown called for his third personal. Williams Jr., spin move, baseline, teardrop, short, rebound by Watson. Once again, Romel Brown standing his ground defensively with outstanding rim protection. Here's Zimmerman. White inside the Brown. Skyhook's good. Romel Brown asserting himself on both ends now. The big man's got 13 with 13 rebounds. Williamson, and he's fouled from behind by Zimmerman, as Garrett will go to the line to shoot 2. Excuse me, that's on Mason, and that's a very hard foul on Mason. That's his 4th personal. Garrett hits the first. Hurricanes have no more fouls to give. The next one, they will be over the limit. And London will shoot free throws the rest of the way. Williamson with the putback off the miss. Heads up basketball being displayed by Garrett as the Hurricanes fell asleep off of that missed free throw. And Garrett's got 22 now on 6 of 10 shooting with 5 rebounds and 7 assists. Brown, kick out, Mason for 3. Short, rebound by Watson, and Watson makes no mistake with the teardrop. Back up to a 9-point lead for the Hurricanes. Herring Jr. now. Isolation on Brown, spins to the baseline, tries to get the banker to go. Williams Jr. can't come up with the rebound, and a hard foul, and it looks like a flagrant 1 will be called on Kirk Williams Jr., and this is not the time to come up with a hard foul, trailing by 8 with 4:24 remaining. As you can see in the replay, he just throws down Zimmerman with the one-handed hip thrust. And Kirk is not happy right now. Picks up his 3rd personal, as Taekwon will shoot 2. And he gets the friendly bounce off the backboard with the first. And he goes perfect and remains perfect from the free throw line is Zimmerman. So it's a 10-point lead. It's the largest for the Hurricanes. A little bit of breathing room here, but lots of basketball remaining in game number 6. Hurricanes trying to force a 7th and deciding game in these finals. Zimmerman, pump fake. Watson kicks it out to White for 3. White short, rebound by Watson, keeps it alive, and a second chance coming up. Offensive rebounds has been the Achilles heel for the London Lightning this evening. That's offensive rebound number 28 for the Hurricanes. Mason almost turns it over. Mason drives, banks it off the window, no good. Rebound by Friesen Laddie. So the Bolts dodge a bullet on that last defensive possession. They need a bucket desperately on this possession. Williamson drives. Williamson hard off the glass. And last touched by Williamson as he loses the handle. And the Hurricanes will cross the timeline looking to build on this 10-point lead. Zimmerman off the screen. Here's Watson. Floater, short rebound by Boyd. Capers trying to back down White, kicks it out to Williamson. Boyd for three, that's a tough three. And he rims out, rebound though on his back is Capers and through the contact, and one is Williamson. So a lucky bounce for Capers with the offensive rebound on his back, was able to find a cutting Williamson, and Williamson finishes through the contact. That was a very odd looking play, but an outstanding play, and one a bounce for London as Williamson gets it to go through the contact, and now he'll shoot the N1. And he knocks it down. Williamson now with 24 on the evening. 25 on 7 for 12 shooting. He's 11 for 13 from the free throw line with 7 assists. 7-point game. Zimmerman for threes, too strong. Brown with the rebound. The Watson, the White through the contact, and he gets it to go. Unselfish basketball being displayed by the Hurricanes brings the Scotiabank faithful to their feet. As we approach 2 minutes remaining in the fourth, Boyd's three's too strong, a fight for the rebound, and coming up with it is Watson, but a foul call, as it looks like a loose ball foul called on Tyrone Watson. That's Tyrone's fourth. Canes over the limit, and London will shoot two now as the officials try to sort things out here, as Marcus Capers will step up to the free throw line with some very important free throws coming up. Capers drains the first. And he makes both. Back to a 7-point lead for the Hurricanes. Under 2 remaining in regulation. Mason closely guarded by Friesen Laddie. Brown in tight, he'll put it up, and he puts it in. Remel Brown, the big man from Manhattan College, continuing his very high-level basketball in the second half. Brown's got 15 with 14 rebounds. Poole steps in front of it. Poole, showtime, he banks it in. And Keith Vassell calls a timeout as the roof is ready to explode here at Scotiabank, as that brings the fans to their feet once again. And it's a 11-point lead now, the largest for the Hurricanes this evening. And a timeout on the floor. Keith Vassell want to talk things over here, try to break up this momentum. and make some adjustments. They can't seem to stop the Hurricanes in the fourth quarter here, being outscored 27-16. It's been pretty much even throughout, but the quarters that matter, the Hurricanes are winning. The Hurricanes outscored London in the first quarter 32-24. And now they're doubling them up in the fourth, as I mentioned, 27-16. 1:17 remaining. Hurricanes are that 1:17 away from forcing a seventh and deciding game in these 2018 finals. Williamson will inbound coming out of the timeout for London. Boyd, baseline, he tried to throw it down and he's fouled from behind by Poole, as Julian will go to the line to shoot two. That's Mike's fifth. And Boyd will shoot two. Julian's first is short. Fans making noise here as he's short on the second. Mason can't gather the rebound as he fought tooth and nail for that rebound against Williams Jr. So some life here for London as Williamson will inbound. And that's a flagrant foul called on Antoine Mason. Mason will be called for the flagrant on Friesen Laddie. That's Mason's fifth. So London will get 2 free throws plus possession here. As Mike Leslie not happy, but Friesen Laddie can't make both. He goes 1 for 2. Leslie with his hands on his hip in total disbelief now. Hurricanes trying to close out strong here. They need a strong closeout. You can't give the defending champions any life here. Williamson to the rim, and he banks it in. Mike Leslie calls a timeout, and he wants to regroup here as the lead's down to 8. So timeout on the floor. Williamson, another outstanding game here in these finals. 27 points on 8 of 13 shooting. 11 for 13 from charity stripe with 7 assists and 5 rebounds. He has been short of magnificent for London coming into this game, averaging 19 points. And on the other side, Mason, also a very strong game for the Hurricanes. He's got 22 points, 6 of 17 shooting. He's got 9 rebounds and 5 assists. Mike Poole off the bench has been outstanding in game number 6 as well. 7 of 16 shooting for 18 points and 7 rebounds. But it's been the difference in this game though, if I had to call one, the storyline to getting Halifax in this position to possibly force game 7, it's been the play in the second half by number 9 of the Hurricanes, Ramel Brown. He has been simply the unsung hero for the Hurricanes throughout these 2018 playoffs. The big man's got 15 points, 14 rebounds off of 6 of 10 shooting, and he's perfect from the charity stripe with 1 assist. So a very important possession coming up out of the timeout for Halifax. As Billy White is fouled. Williamson's 4th. And London had no fouls to give. Billy now will go to the line to shoot 2. So London trying to slow down the game here and force this one into a foul shooting competition. Billy drains the first. Billy has been outstanding throughout the season, coming into this game shooting 82% from the free throw line on the regular season. And he knocks down both. Cool, calm, collective is the veteran White. Williamson, Boyd to the rim, and he barrels into the chest of Tyrone Watson. Watson unable to pick up the foul on Boyd, and that call will be on Watson. That's Watson's 5th. As Boyd avoided his 6th personal. Watson a little late, and that seems to be the right call. Boyd hits the first. Watson not agreeing, as you could see in the replay. 52.4 seconds remaining in regulation. Second free throw coming up for Boyd. And Boyd goes perfect from the charity stripe. And it's an 8-point lead. Williams Jr.'s call for the reach. And that'll be it for Kirk. That's his 6th and final personal. Kirk Williams Jr., that is, will exit this game with 22 points on 9 of 15 shooting. Excuse me, that's his 4th, not his 5th. He'll remain in the game. The only one really in foul trouble is Friesen Laddie and Julian Boyd, as Mason misses the first personal free throw, So I try to gather myself here with 49 seconds left as Mason misses both. Boyd with the rebound. Boyd back the other way. Boyd turns it over, a costly turnover, and he puts his hand almost through the padding underneath the rim as there's an indentation left by the right hand of Julian Boyd. Costly turnover in transition by Boyd. As Capers is called for the reach, that's his 2nd. Poole knocks down the first. All important second free throw coming up. And he knocks down both. Back up to a 10-point lead. Williamson, that 3 ball is deflected. Capers comes up with the rebound as Mike Poole's called for the foul. And Mike Poole picks up his 6th personal, so Poole will exit the game as he is. Great round of applause here by the Scotiabank faithful for Mike Poole. He finishes the game with 20 points on 7 of 16 shooting. 4 for 4 from the charity stripe, 2 for 3 from downtown with 7 rebounds and 1 assist. Capers in and out. So the struggles continuing from the free throw line for London. They came into game number 6 shooting 71% as a team, as Caper goes 1 for 2. Quick inbound by the Hurricanes, and Clint Scales is fouled, and he'll step up to the free throw line. Captain with a very quiet game. His services, they were there when they needed them, but he's had a very quiet game. He's left it up to everybody else to get it done. But some very important free throws coming up for him. He rattles home the first. And he makes both. So the Hurricanes, outstanding display of free throw shooting down the stretch. Friesen Laddie. Capers for 3. Too strong, misses everything. And that should do it. Clint Scales will dribble it out as the Hurricanes get it done on home court, as they will force a 7th and deciding game here in the 2017 NBLC Finals. The final, 112 to 101. The Hurricanes capture game number 6. Antoine Mason and Mike Poole leading the way. Mason with 22. Mike Poole with 20. On the other side, Garrett Williamson leading the way with 27, and Kirk Williams Jr. with 22. So with game 6 in the books, we are all tied up at 3 games apiece. So that means game 7 will go tomorrow night here at Scotiabank Center. As Tyrone Watson addresses the Scotiabank faithful. So that'll do it. 112-101. Game number 7 tomorrow night here at Scotiabank Center. Vince Williams saying so long from Halifax. We'll see you tomorrow night for the 7th and deciding game where a champion will be crowned after 48 minutes. Good night from Halifax.